Remember when motherfuckers said boxing was dead? Shit, I remember. Now it seems like every single week we're getting banger after banger after banger, and this weekend is no different. We got George Kambosos Jr. versus Vasiliy the Matrix Lomachenko. I'm beyond excited for this fight. Give a huge shout out to George Kambosos Jr. for being willing to fight the best of the best on any given notice. Devin Haney twice, Teofimo Lopez, Maxie Hughes, and now taking on Vasiliy Lomachenko. Hell of a resume and big respect to him. George Kambosos is a striker that's willing to sit down on his combination and throw punches and bunches. Go look at the Mickey Bay fight. You can also watch the Teofimo Lopez fight where you see that he's willing to commit, especially early on in the fight where this can be an issue for Lomachenko, whereas we all know he's a slow starter. George Kambosos, he has a tendency to get countered when he lunges and he leans over his front foot, which can be an issue for Vasiliy Lomachenko, who's not only a great counterpuncher, but a very reactive southpaw. The problem here I can see is George Kambosos having issue with his lack of lead hand play too. But on the other note, Vasiliy Lomachenko, since his Luke Campbell fight, really hasn't thrown as many jabs as we would like to see. When you have someone like George Kambosos who doesn't love to throw his lead hand, he does love the hand fight though, it can be a very interesting fight I like to see with Lomachenko, who's known for great straight punches, and he's known to not engage in these hand fighting positions. Overall, I love Vasiliy Lomachenko to get it done here by late round stoppage. I love the inside fighting we saw versus Linares and Haney, and I really love the body work we saw versus Nakatani. I think his performance versus Jermaine Ortiz is going to be very similar to this performance here that we're going to see versus George Kambosos, who not only in the clinch position fights very similar to Jermaine Ortiz. The issue I see with Kambosos having here is not only his lunging punches, but how square he is over his front foot. Versus Lomachenko, that's someone that's going to be cutting angles and having feasts for counter shots. And he is still a reactive southpaw. We can't forget about that. I think this is a very incredible stylistic matchup. I think Kambosos is going to make it interesting for the first 3 rounds, but I see an onslaught coming. Shout out to George Kambosos for always taking the toughest fights. Shout out to Lomachenko. I love this fight. Y'all enjoy. Shout the f*** out to Combat Sports today.